though. Tribal was pretty interesting today, and I ended up on top. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm fucking talking about.
Looking back on that Kelsey boot, I might have overplayed a little bit, if I'm being honest. Was the fake idol really necessary? I don't think so. Turns out Matthew didn't have a vote the entire time, so they weren't splitting the votes against Yvonne and I. So really we had nothing to worry about, and I wasted knowledge is power on Dunker.
See, I might be an idiot, but this idiot beat you, Kelsey. I hope you know that. Nothing personal, of course, but yeah, you played yourself. You played too hard. That was on you.
Yeah, I'm glad Kelsey's not here. She's a scary, scary player.
Getting your first look at Nakaki Kelsey, voted out at the last tribal council. Hannah, I'm seeing a big reaction from you.
I'm very surprised.
Surprised? Who'd you expect to go? Come on.
They tried.
You're still here. Well, congratulations, guys, on making it this far. Does anyone have any thoughts on what's going to go down today?
It's actually a normal day.
Yeah. Did anyone prepare for a double today? Well, you can drop your expectations. It's not a double, but you can also drop your buffs because we have merged.
Yeah! We all made the merge, so I'm super excited. I am unbelievably happy right now. I made it to the merge. This is the most interesting part of the game, especially the first vote. It was a merge at 11 players, so I don't know. It's gonna be something crazy.
Drop your buffs on the ground. You don't need it anymore.
I can't believe it! Not only did I make merge, but me and Annika made merge. So the snake numbers are intact. It's 6-5 instead of 7-4, which would have been abysmal. Like, that would have been awful. And I feel so excited. Like, no one knows what me and Annika went through. And people were really shocked to see us there. Gobsmacked, even, you could say. Like, all the snakes thought I was going.
Congrats on making it to the merge. You are now a tribe of 11. Annika, what does it mean to make it to this part of the game?
It means we made it through this last vote despite our extreme number disadvantage. So I'm pretty happy about it, honestly. Like, this is like best case scenario.
Lena, how are you feeling? You went from, 2 tribals of just bonding with your tribe to now this. You're in the individual part of the game.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to get to know everyone, even though we might not really be working together as much as before. But I'm excited, and I'm excited for individual stuff also, because I feel confident in my abilities.
Well, we're going to get right into the individual stuff because we're starting with the reward challenge right now. For your first reward challenge as a new tribe, it's going to be potentially the easiest reward challenge you'll get all season. One at a time, you're going to have to pick someone from the group to go up there and take a meal ticket. They look like this. This gets you into the merge feast. You're going to take this, you're going to head out, you're going to go straight to the merge feast. We have pizzas and salads and sodas all waiting for you. Great time to snack down, get to know your new tribe, and celebrate making it to this monumental part of the game. For someone to get up there to get their meal ticket, everyone's just going to have to unanimously agree to let them go. Once they go up there, they'll get it. They'll keep going. And you guys we'll give you 25 minutes to get everyone through, okay? And we're not just giving awards to you guys, we're gonna do something good for the UCLA community with all this. So if you guys can successfully complete this and get everyone to that merge feast, we're gonna get back to the community. I'm gonna have Bella come out. Bella is part of a club here at UCLA. She's gonna tell you guys a little bit about it.
Yeah, so the club is called APD. It stands for Awareness for Cholexia dextra, and that is a bacterial infection that, when gone untreated, it can cause chronic migraines and memory loss.
So, as you guys know, you probably know them on campus. They do a walk every spring, and we're gonna help raise money for that. So if everyone gets to this challenge, Survivor Club is donating $25 to Bella's club. We're gonna do some work. This is easy, right? We're putting money out in the community. We're getting food to you guys. Not much of a moral dilemma, right? Well, there's a wrinkle. There always is. Because next to the meal tickets, there's also an idol and a scroll. The idol is only good at the next tribal, but it guarantees you're not going to be the first one out of the merge, which no one wants. If when someone gets up there, they decide to, in addition to their meal ticket, take that scroll and the idol, get them both. The challenge is over. We're not donating money. Anyone who hasn't got a meal ticket at this point isn't going to the merge feast. But you got a lot of power in this game. Up to this point, all our moral dilemmas have been about loyalty, but now we're in the individual part of this game. So the moral dilemmas shift too. They're going to be about what won't you do to win this game? Are there any lines you won't cross? We're going to find out. You guys ready to get to it? Yeah. Okay.
Our first moral dilemma of our merge tribe was given. In order to get to our merged feast, we had to go up and take a meal ticket without taking the idol or the clue that was like stored in the urn right next to it. So
I can volunteer to go first.
Okay, if everyone agrees to let Vince go, stand on the mat. That's your way of agreeing on this game. Okay, Vince, you got the votes. Go up and make your decision. And announce it to the group.
I don't mind going next if anyone really wants to. Like, I want to eat. So
Personally, I'm fine with like literally everyone wants to go to the merge feast.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Time
that.
for celebration.
Yeah, we can just go one at a time.
Yeah. Slay.
You have to wait for me. Wish they had that power. Doesn't say too much about the group. You're good. The idol's gone up. The idol's good for 2 tribals now.
That's pretty good.
So say, okay, if Dunker took it, would any of us know? If you took it, you should ask, right? So we would no one would know.
So whoever's last, we just take it. The only thing that would go away is the $25 donation.
Oh, wait, never mind. Well, is everyone gonna know?
Well,
I'll tell everyone.
what if I made the 20? Do I make the $25 donation?
They'll know, because they'll know is what they'll know, yeah.
But the scroll and the idol is good for 2 tribal houses.
So that means something to them. Up to you. They're gonna know it was worth it. Everyone will know that I took it. You know?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not gonna take it. It's up to you.
Yeah, you.
Okay, thank you.
I personally did not consider grabbing the scroll. I mean, obviously it's like a big advantage to have immunity at the first merge tribal. Since I was one of the last people to go, it would have been really obvious that, you know, either myself or Dunker took it, and it would have been like a pretty big power play. But honestly, knowing that I have an idol and that, you know, I still have people that I trust in the game, I didn't feel like I needed to take the scroll.
And there's only Dunker left. What's going through your head?
This is a tough one. I kind of like where I stood because I have this decision, but
Is that power tempting you at all?
it is tempting. But I'm also confident in my abilities post merge. So
Your tribe voted you as a snake earlier. Do you think you're gonna, or you think you're still a dialect core, or do you think you're?
I think so. I think I stuck to my alliances. Doesn't look good for Jude turning his back on Kelsey for the rest of the dubs. So we'll see.
Okay. It's time for you to make your decision.
That Dunker was last. and he takes a long time to come. Oh, he took it. Like, he took both. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, so I get to the merge feast, and it obviously took me a while to like get there. And I think everybody had like their suspicions up, and like everybody was laughing, like having a fun time, like just eating their pizza and like their salads. And obviously, like me showing up late, like being the last person, and then taking like an extended period of time, I was like, oh shoot. So I kind of just like took my place, like kind of sat next to some doves, like kind of on the outskirts, and just kind of like tried to mind my own business and just eat my pizza. Halfway through like the feast that I noticed that there's like a pizza box with like a little clue at the top, like taped to it. And it's sitting right in front of Lucas, and I started just like eyeing it throughout like the entire feast, just like, oh wow, like there it is. Like, you know, like I think it's like wide out in the open, like everybody's talking, everybody's conversing, and this pizza box is like right there. And so I just like kind of like leaned over, grabbed the pizza box, and like in front of like everybody, like in front of Ryan and like Jude, just like kind of took the clue and put it in my pocket, and like that was that.
Survivor karaoke night.
You guys enjoying the merch feast? This is the end of the merch feast. We're about to head into your guys' first immunity challenge. We're doing it live. But before we get there, I'm going to give you guys the results of the reward challenge. You guys, as a new tribe, say done, which means the $25 will not be done. Who took the scroll? Dunker took it. Dunker, I'm going to have you read that scroll in 5 minutes.
Congratulations. Levadio dextra is not a real disease. The moral dilemma was successfully completed. No one took the scroll. The 25 will be donated not to the fake disease, but to you, the players. So the grand prize is now $120 million. If you fail to pass the moral dilemma, the prize remains the same.
So the disease was fake, but the moral dilemma was real. If you guys as a group, if you guys were willing to do the morally right thing, if you guys were willing to do the morally right thing, we were going to donate $25 to you guys, and the prize would have raised $125. Since that did not happen, the prize stays where it's at. You all got to into the merge feast. Let's get going. It's time for you guys' first challenge for immunity.
So, like, I knew that in the pizza boxes there's probably a scroll somewhere. I didn't find it, but I saw someone who did find it. I look over and I see a Dunker pop out a little scroll from one of the pizza box lids and put it in his pocket real quick. And I was like, oh, okay. Ryan also saw it.
He takes the paper. I think it's an immunity clue. I'm not quite sure. I asked him why he took it. He kind of just says that he burned a lot of bridges. He feels like he could be on the chopping block, and he's taking it because I guess maybe out of like desperation. I don't know. So yeah, he's got the clue now.
For the first individual immunity challenge of Survivor Moral Dilemma, you guys will be shown a series of 7 to 9 symbols. Your goal is to memorize the series. You'll then be asked a question about the series and must hold up the correct symbol. Get it wrong, you're out. Last person left standing wins immunity, will not be the first person voted out in the post-merge game. You guys ready? Yeah. This is your first order. Dove. Snake. Flame. Blender. Flame. Idol. Snake. What was the exact middle symbol shown? Lock it in. Okay, everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, show. Correct answer was Blender. Dunker doesn't get it right. Jude doesn't get it right. Lena doesn't get it right. You guys can take a spot on the sit-out bench. Everyone else, you made it through. Second sequence. Bruin. Dove. Blender. Snake. Bruin. Blender. Flame. Bruin. idol. Which symbol was shown exactly 2 times? Don't show your answer until I say show. Ready? 3, 2, 1, show. The correct answer was blender. Iman gets right, Elena gets right, Hannah gets right. Everyone else, you're out.
Whoa, that
Just like that, we're down to 3 left with first immunity. Let's get to our next sequence. Idol. Flame. Idol. Dove. Idol. Snake. Snake. Bruin. Bruin. What was the 4th symbol shown? Three, 2, 1, show. Correct answer was dove. The 2 doves get it right. Come on, you're out.
makes sense.
Right. And now we're gonna ask you another question about that same sequence. What was the only symbol not shown in that sequence? 3. Anna's confident, she knows it. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Blender was correct. You guys both go on to the next sequence. This is your next sequence. Ready? Snake. Bruin. Flame. Flame. Snake. Bruin. Blender. Dove. Flame. What was the 6th symbol shown? Both are not liking this question. 50-50 chance at immunity right now. And a 1 in 6 chance of guessing it right. Okay, reveal. Elena says Bruin, Hannah says Flame. One of you is correct. Correct answer is Bruin. Congratulations, Elena. You win the first individual immunity of the season. How does it feel?
It feels great, honestly. Like, I felt like I haven't done really great in all the challenges in the past, so like to win something is crazy.
Set the tone. Nice.
You know, I hadn't felt very confident or like proud of any of my challenge performances on like the tribes. And you know, to win immunity when it really counts and it's just me being immune, it's really awesome. And to know that I'm not going to be the one voted out this week when it's such like a hectic week, I think just any merge week would be. I'm very excited just to know that like I won't be on the chopping block.
Congratulations, Elena. Come over and get it. Woo! You are safe. You will not be the first person voted out post-merge. Congrats. As to the rest of you, it's a whole new game. You're at the merge. For one of you, it's the end of the game. Good news is you have a long time to figure it out. Enjoy the break, but don't get too comfortable. You guys coming out?
We did it! Interesting now that I'm in a post-merge phase without Nia, because Nia was my number 1. Now I have Annika. Annika's a little bit of a loose cannon. She kind of really is reactional, and that's not the best for my overall game. So I love Annika, but I don't know how far down the line I can take her with me, because I feel like we're already lumped together as a very distinct pair. But right now, I'm with Annika. We have Jude and Matthew. I'm very certain that Matthew is with me, and Jude as well. We kind of did awaken a little bit of a more strategic side of Jude, so I'm gonna watch him because he may start getting some ideas and he may start wanting to flip. I don't know, I have to really watch him, but We really proved our trust to him, and I'm hoping that's going to carry us a long way.
I talked to Jude after the Kelsey vote, and I was basically just like, we should like work together, because I kind of felt like he was like backed in a corner. Jude offered me like Annika and Mon would like also be interested in working together. When I talked to the Snakes, I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll flip, maybe. The Doves don't know that I'm talking to the Snakes, and I don't think the Snakes think I'm talking to the Doves as much as I'm talking to the Doves.
After the challenge was done, we were all kind of talking with each other. I caught up with Jude. I was there with Lucas, Hannah, Elena too. I really wanted to ask Jude stuff because like I just needed to get caught up.
Yeah. Now everyone can talk, and you have to get a unanimous decision who you're voting out, or else you guys go to rocks. All hell breaks loose. Holy crap! So he was like, apparently she's talking shit about us, saying like Jude's an idiot. Jude doesn't know what he's doing. From day one, saying I'm flipping on them. Like literally, they said like Monday they were like, they said Kelsey was like, you're flipping on them.
Did she think she'd flip on you?
Yeah, like, the original idea was that I was getting out of that council, and I felt like I was getting out. No one making eye contact with me, and I was there.
She would have flipped because they voted for her. If they would have voted for you or Dunker, she would have flipped.
After that, I was like, there's no trust here. There's no respect here. I was felt very hurt. This tribal?
Yeah,
Today?
what happened this time?
Oh, this tribal. Okay, now we're going today.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry,
He went to Purgatory, and apparently he was had to do a challenge there, and he lost the challenge. So he was like, the risk was you can get it, and I think he was going to get knowledge is power, and if he failed, you don't get voted tribal.
I mean, long story short, Jude basically flipped on Kelsey. That's what I got from it. Yeah, I understand why Jude did it. I probably would have done like the same thing.
I was like, okay.
So I mean, I get it. Like, you know, after finding out when you found out about it. She was playing so hard.
She did play too hard.
Playing too hard.
Yeah. Like, the more that I think about it, the less surprised I am that Kelsey went home. I think she just seemed like she was like doing a little bit too much, and that's kind of what's also scaring me about my game. I don't want to like seem like that way, and like that I'm like making a bunch of plans. My main goal is to learn from Kelsey and not do what she did.
On the other tribal councils, 0 idols were played. Not a single one was played from either the Doves or the Snake. And if someone had an idol, 100% they'd play it for themselves. So we know that actually both the idols were on the Kukapau tribe. And I know I don't have it. So right now it's 50% Elena has it, 50% Vince has it. So one of those two 100% has it right now. And one of those two has been lying to me for the whole time. And both Elena and Ryan told me 100% on the other tribe. And I feel like honestly, one of those two has it. So right now, my trust for the old Kukapau tribe, which originally I was thinking, okay, Kukapau strong, like we got this. Not anymore. That's not an option.
Lucas and I worked together on the OG Snakes, and we made a tight alliance right off the bat. We also got swapped together onto the Kukupa tribe. So I felt really comfortable with him this whole time, and I still want to continue to work with him. But I was a little bit concerned when I brought up the idea of a Kukupa swap, and he wasn't really on board. And it kind of made me realize that this is an individual game now, and that maybe working with Lucas might not be the best for my game at some point.
Vince like honestly went up to me and told me he wanted to go to the final 2 with me. And I was like, oh, wow. That was a pretty big move on his part.
I think that if Annika or Iman make it to the end, they're going to win. Just because they have such a great resume behind them. They made it out of a tough spot on the old tribe. They made fake idols. Or they were in the bottom and they got a dove to go home. So all of that is really scary stuff to me. And so I tried to bring that up with Jude and let him know that we need to work together to be able to eventually take out Annika and Iman. And what better way than doing that than being in a final 2 alliance.
I talked with him and we had a really good conversation actually. He seems like someone that'd be really good to work with kind of in the long run at this point. If I'm right next to him, that's great because I don't think I'll be getting votes like ever. For some reason, everyone has this obsession with voting him on. I think he has like 8 votes at this point, and to my name I have 0. And if I'm working with Amon and he's around, I doubt that I'll be getting that heat. And I think Amon will be receiving all of that. So in case of a big blindside or something, I think I'll be fine and I could survive and at least have some chances going forwards. Amon was very interested in working with me, and when I talked with them, we agreed to keep our alliance strong and also to look for 2 more people to create a 4 alliance. The options we considered were Matthew or Jude because we think both of them are really trustworthy. And though I think they're starting to learn how to play the game, I think there's still numbers that would be good with an alliance and that seem trustworthy, and I don't think they could lie to us too badly. After I finished up my conversation with Amon, I was just hanging in my dorm, just having a good time, just chilling out. And just got through some midterms, got through some assignments, and then I get a call back from Amon like about 30 minutes later, and he's like, some crazy shit just went down. I was like, dude, like what happened? Annika and like Vince just had this like huge like falling out or something. And so like I don't know exactly what it is, but like there's gonna be huge cracks and a huge mess coming forwards like in the future. I think we'll be able to stay strong this first vote, but past that there's gonna be some serious carnage happening.
Okay guys, this is the tea time.
Okay, ready?
So, yeah, are you ready? So, I didn't think this would become as big of a deal as it became.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm just gonna show you.
Okay.
Was it you? So I decided to tell Hannah about the idol because I honestly was starting to feel really guilty, like not having anyone know about it. I just like started feeling like so guilty that I hadn't told you because like obviously like you know you're my closest ally, like for sure. And like I really just didn't want you to trust me less, and I was like worried that if I told you you'd be like, what the fuck, like you lied to me. But then like once we got to the merge and stuff, I was like, okay, like I cannot keep this to myself anymore. I started feeling like so guilty, and like I don't want to, like I'm not a liar, and I don't want to lie. I think having two people's knowledge of what's going on in the game is like beneficial to like playing it more than just like only knowing what I know. Like I don't think I can know everything that's going on in the game, and I don't want to just like rely on myself exactly to know when to play it. And also, I don't think my brain is powerful enough to know everything by itself. So I was like, I need like my girl to know. Okay, so I don't know. I just really hope that like this doesn't make you like
No,
trust
it does
me
not.
less.
Honestly, like that makes me happy that you're able to keep it.
Junker basically found a clue at the smoothie challenge that said like that led him to believe that someone had taken the Dove idol, and so Ryan like had like received this clue, like he knew what it said, and so he was like basically reading it off to me, and I knew that was the clue I had, and I just honestly felt really guilty about like not saying it. And because I feel like Ryan has my best interest in mind and I have his best interest in mind. So at that point I felt like it was easier to just tell both of them. And I think like having us like all agree like on what, you know, what would be the best move with it is better than just me trying to decide that on my own, because I know that like I can't know everything and maybe I would make the wrong choice. So I kind of like having like multiple inputs. I don't plan on telling anyone else like at all, because the thing is everyone I think suspects one of me, Ryan or Hannah has it. So like why tell anyone else when they have to just guess between the three of us. So I think I want to leave it that way, and I hope that Ryan and Hannah like won't tell anyone that I have it. I don't think they will.
So we make plans to meet as a tribe or like ex-dubs, like coming together. So we meet at Deneb.
I knew that I wanted to be one of the first people there. That way I wouldn't have Dunker with him alone to talk, because I don't know what he was going to say. He's kind of a wild card right now in my mind.
Like we kind of talked about like what happened, but it seemed like most of the people like already knew like what had unfolded. It seemed to be that we were all like thinking together, like that we should vote together, we should stick together, we have like the numbers. And I think we were just having like a discussion of like who would we want to vote out. The idea was to maybe vote Iman out. I decided to be like really bold and like accusatory kind of, and just say to Jude like, how do we know that we can trust you?
He literally looked me in the eyes. Everyone's like, how do we know we're not going to betray us? Right at me. I turned bright red. I was like, oh geez. And I was like, no, that's fair. It's a good question. Like, and I wanted to acknowledge that. And I think how I answered it was basically like, it was not against the Dubs. It was between me and Kelsey. She was trying to get me out, and I went after her. It was personal between me and Kelsey. I'm not going after the Dubs. I think it'd be dumb to go against the Dubs right now. I want to be with you guys. And that's kind of how I played it. And I feel like that negated the tension in the room. Everyone was like, okay, yeah.
At first, like, I was very wary of Jude because I was like, you had the numbers. It was like there was no reason for you to flip. Then after hearing him talk about it, like just the things I guess Kelsey was saying, I guess I could understand it. At the end of the day, I would not have done what he did just because it doesn't really make sense. But I think it was more of an emotional decision than a strategic decision. I don't think he would flip again. Like, I genuinely don't think he would. I would be shocked.
Right after I left off with the Dove meeting, I knew that I wanted Dove out, personally. They have the majority right now, and I feel like that's been their plan the entire time. Majority. And personally, it's not a bad plan. I just feel like it's kind of boring. I'm hoping to get rid of a Dove. That way it becomes 5-on-5 or even less than. So like they have to start cracking and start forming alliances and stuff. I think that's gonna be a whole lot more fun.
So getting closer to tribal, I definitely want to get some people that I can trust and that I'm looking to maybe form alliances with. So I wanted to reach out to Jude because Jude right now is technically still a swing vote. And if we want to have a majority going forwards, Jude needs to be a person that I'm good with and that I can trust, at least for a vote or two.
Like, assuming you're looking to take out like a dove and you think that like Elena, Ryan, and Hannah are like kind of like a trio, then you'd add on like Dunker on top of that.
I think he's with the Doves for now. I think I can get Matthew to vote with us. So if there's 2 votes, they're like, hey, that does not add up. There's 2 extra votes. I think they're going to immediately suspect me, personally. But I think it might cause a little bit dismay inside their group. Like, who's the other person who voted against us? I think that might cause a little bit of collision. And they're not sure who to talk to, who to discuss. I think the suspects would become Dunker and Matthew at that point, based on them being on the last group with me. But I think this would break up their whole strategy.
Yeah. I don't think like, you and Matthew like go. So that leaves like 4 basically. Elena has individual immunity. She can't go. Dunker has that advantage thing. He can't go. So it kind of goes exactly to what you said, like Ryan or Hannah.
Yeah.
In my perspective.
And I think Hannah is a safe choice to vote off because I just don't think she's got anything. Ryan, I feel like might have an idol, but would be the smart choice because I feel like he's a much stronger competitor.
The Doves kind of control a lot of immunity stuff right now. Elena won a challenge. Dunker has the immunity idol from the grabbing it from the box, and I'm pretty sure Elena or Ryan has an immunity idol already with them. So there's a lot of unknowns in this.
It just depends what we want to do because I'm worried if we vote Ryan and it's a fantastic move, but then he plays an idol and then one of the snakes go home, and now the balance is even farther off, and they're going to continue the majority thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's just going to mess things up. I'm almost leaning towards Hannah, even though it seems like we're not getting out a strong player, but now we're messing up the order of like having it for sure. That's kind of my thought process on it, but
okay, very reasonable, and I think like I would agree. I think it has to be total blindside though. Like I don't think I know,
which is why I don't want to keep it very hush hush. Like.
So initially, all of the Doves kind of agreed that we wanted to vote together. We just didn't think it would make sense to give up our 6-5 numbers advantage on the snakes. Hannah, Ryan, and I kind of thought that there was a chance we could work with Lucas and Vince later on in the future. So we were like, hey, like they didn't seem like they would be upset if Annika or Amon went home. So we were like, oh, that would be like the easiest vote that would like piss off the least amount of people. So that's kind of what we initially agreed. And then over the weekend, I spoke with Vince. He definitely like didn't trust Annika at all, is what he told me. And like she had been spreading around that he had an idol, which she also told me. Vince did tell me that it would probably end up being between Ryan and Hannah from their side because Vince said that Jude and Matthew wanted to flip and work with them, which was then when the drama started happening, because I was obviously like, you know, I had met with Jude and Matthew like in our group and they had said they wanted to vote with the Doves, so I was very much like confused, like, oh, are they like saying that they're gonna flip and vote with the snakes? So then after my talk with Vince, I decided to text Jude because we had never actually met up one-on-one, but I think Vince is trying to get in my head.
No, I was gonna talk to you about Vince actually. He called me up and he asked like, let's go for a walk, which is a little bit weird. So we went on a walk together and the man literally tells me, I want us to do the final 2 with me. And Elena was shocked. I was like, oh, okay, why? I was like,
Vince told you that?
did he tell you that?
No, but he said like, he's like, I think we need to get Jude out soon. Okay, I'll just tell you everything that I said. So first, this is why I was like a little bit worried, but Vince told me that you and Matthew were gonna vote with the snakes this round, and that you had told him that.
Really?
Yeah, that you and Matthew were gonna vote with the snakes. I mean, like, that's why I wanted to talk to you.
And she's like, yeah, he also told me you and Matthew are gonna flip on us and try to vote against us, which is true. But I was like, holy crap, this man is just playing everyone at this point. I think I played it pretty well. And I was like, the man's just crazy. He's just trying.
I'm thinking like, okay, this is like a theoretical idea, but if Vince is like already doing all this shit, and we think he might have an idol, like would he suspect like that he would go home this round? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if he voted for Vince? But also that's like really hypothetical.
No. It's not a bad idea at all though. Like the man's if I continue meeting with Vince and like, you know, if I keep boosting that ego up right now, that could be like he won't play it if he doesn't think he's going. Like, Vince flipped on us, and like that slimy guy, like, oh, what a snake. Makes me really upset to hear about it, but I think I played it off well enough to make him sound like he's just crazy trying to play everyone at this point. And it sounds like they're shifting the vote from Amon to Vince, which my biggest goal was to get Amon away from the vote, because if it played an idol and it goes to Amon, I lose that alliance member. So I wanted to bounce it off to someone else. So my biggest thing was to get Vince to get voted out.
So, oh my gosh, this is the clue I found in the pizza box. So it says, take note of double snowmen, they'll be key, but before you hit the pedal and go, look in the hole so you don't ever see. The pyramid of capitalist system shall become your muse. Balance is crucial in this game, especially for he who plays the blues. And then reading the clue a little bit more, like key, balance, pressing the pedal of like a piano, definitely became apparent that it had something to do with the musicology building. I'm here at the musicology building at this Duke Ellington statue right there. It's in the shape of the pyramid of capitalist system. It also has a piano, and he also played some blues, so using that, I was able to dissect the clue. And then just behind me here, there's a tree, and there's a hole right there. I don't know if you can see it, but just picked up a little scroll. And so I make my way over, and there's obviously a little scroll and a hidden immunity idol. So now I have this in my possession. Don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do with it. Hopefully I'll play it. Won't have to play it, but if I do have to play it, hopefully we'll get along. I'm definitely gonna keep this under wraps. In terms of what I do next, maybe I might plant like a fake idol. So here I am, mid-run at the musicology building again. And this time I have a fake idol. I'll be planting it where I found it originally. Some people saw me take the clue last time, and they've been asking if they can help figure it out. So planting a fake idol, and we'll see how it goes.
Basically, Dunker took like a clue. I saw that, I texted him, I was just honest. I'm like, hey, I don't care who has it. I just want a dove to have it. I don't want a snake to find it. And I think it's likely that there's multiple clues planted at the picnic and at the party, and I don't want a snake to find it before us. And I'm like, I can help you find it and stuff like that. He's like, oh yeah, like I won't be thinking about like the game for a while, because like it's midterm season, I get it. The week passes, I haven't heard from him. I'm like, any luck with the clue? I didn't think anything was gonna happen. But he's like, nah, it's kind of hard. I've been searching and like I haven't been able to find anything. He's like, here it is, if you have any ideas. I'm like, oh shit, like I don't know. I didn't think he was gonna like hand it over. I told Elena, who told Hannah, and then literally like a few minutes after I got the clue, we were reading it, and Elena had the idea that the clue was like somewhere at the music school.
What's this?
Oh my god, yes, just open it. Dude, no fucking way. Look at us go right when we thought we had given up.
It says, congratulations, you have found the hidden immunity idol.
Is there an idol in there?
Yeah, it's this. So me, Elena, and Ryan went to go look for the idol, and we found it. But when I grabbed it from the tree and we opened it up, it just doesn't like align with the idols that I've seen. Cute.
Slay. Okay, wait. Do we think it's real?
Oh.
I mean.
Okay, wait. You think this could be fake?
I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Do you think it's real?
I think Dunker found it and then like put a fake one.
Like at first we're like, oh my gosh, we found it, but then like it quickly becomes into like, oh, this is probably fake. I was like comparing it to my idol, and the beads were like plastic, and like the beads on my idol were like wood, and it also had like a red like chocolate ribbon around it, which I'm assuming was like somebody's like repurposed ribbon from Valentine's Day. Ryan should take the idol and just send it to Dunker and be like, hey, I found it, like, just because it's like Dunker's clue. And so he did that, and Dunker seems to think that someone else got a clue at the merge feast and maybe also like already found it before he could, because he just said he couldn't find it. I don't know how true that is, like, but my thing is I don't think Dunker would want Ryan to have a fake idol and like would want him to think he had an idol, because like Ryan trusts Dunker. I don't understand why Dunker would want like someone who's like an ally to think they had an idol when they really don't, because that's kind of just screwing them over for no reason. So I kind of am inclined to believe him that maybe like someone else, like a snake or something, found a clue also and like just found the idol before Dunker, because it had been like a whole week. So honestly, like someone else could have easily found it. If it is fake and Dunker doesn't have the real one, then like probably a snake has it, because I think if it was someone on the Doves, they would have said something to somebody. It's kind of scary because like if Vince already has an idol, if there's like another idol that they have out there, it could be scary.
Elena has one for sure that's real. Dunker has one for sure that's real. Ryan has one that is possibly real, most likely not real. And then we know that the Snake tribe has one, and everyone's kind of come to the agreement that it's Vince. And so I'm honestly scared to vote for him, because like what if he whips that idol out and he plays it, like one of us is gonna go home. And they've kind of hinted it's gonna be either Ryan or me. So obviously that's scary, but I think like everyone is set on voting Vince just because they don't trust him, and like who am I to push against that, because they'll be like, oh, like you don't want to vote for him, we're gonna vote for him even more. So I'm just hoping that he doesn't play it, because that would be horrible.
So I met with Annika right after the merge, and basically she told me she thought I didn't have the idol and that all the snakes should vote together to take out a dove. So I was on board for that. A couple days later, I met with Elena, and Elena told me that Annika said we had beef and that she thought I had the idol. So that made me kind of suspicious of Annika, and that made me think that Annika maybe was gunning for me, and so maybe I should just gun for her before she's able to take me out. I told Elena and I told Iman that I was a little bit suspicious of Annika, and she texted me and told me that she heard that. So now I don't know if my relationship with Annika is even salvageable. I think that she won't trust me ever again. So honestly, one of my short-term targets is Annika, and I think she needs to go before she gets me out.
I know Vince is gonna try and get rid of me eventually. He threw my name out to Elena, and he told Elena our whole plan. And Elena told Jude that Vince told Elena the whole plan, which was to have Matthew and Jude flip on the Doves and vote with the Snakes against Hannah. The strategy with voting out Hannah, first of all, I've never had a conversation with her, and she never reached out to me, and this is a social game. I have no guilt or hesitancy to write down someone's name who I have never had a conversation with. And Lucas had this great way of describing her as the Dove Purist, where basically, as long as she is still in the game, the Doves will just completely stick together, but we take her out and suddenly the alliance of the Doves is just falling apart. And I'm still pretty sure I'm going to be able to convince everyone to vote out Vince next time.
There was a distrust that is now building between Annika and Vince. So originally at the beginning of this week, Vince was looking really flaky. He was actually considering flipping throughout a large portion of this week until I talked to him. I sat down and talked to him and explained that if you flip now, everybody gets screwed. What I was trying to explain to him is that if we just wait one vote with the Snakes, get just down one number, then me and him are in a really good position to take some power in this game.
There's such valid reasons to vote out both, either Hannah or Vince. I could still write Vince's name down and he'd probably go home. I already told Jude, I was like, do whatever you want, I don't care. You can write Vince's name down if you want to, I will not get mad at you. Lucas will get mad at him. I don't really care which way he goes. Well, I kind of do. I kind of want to think it should be Hannah, but if he votes Vince, I'm not going to be upset. I just need him to tell me that he's voting Vince. Jude cannot have individualized power. Whatever power Jude has in the game needs to be my power. Otherwise, he needs to go.
I'm gonna vote Vince. I'm getting the guy out. He's been slimy, he backstabbed us. The lie that I told might come out that me and Matthew weren't gonna flip, but I think by the time it comes out, there's not much they can do about it. If we're able to do this, it'll be fantastic, because me and Matthew, can I talk to him, won't have to go against their votes. We can go with the Doves. We can vote with them, meaning they'll trust us even more. We get out a big player, someone's trying to get me out as well. And we don't have to go against the Doves at all, which means we get trust in, we have an alliance with the Snakes going. I think it's a win-win.
Right now, this week specifically, working with the Doves is what's best for me. So I just gotta work with the Doves in order to get to the next week,
Plus, I felt Matthew was a little bit on and off about if he was gonna flip or not. So when I suggested the idea that we vote with the Doves still, he jumped out. He was like, yes, that sounds perfect. So it gets me a little bit wary about trusting Matthew on the line, but I definitely feel like it's the move we can do. And if we can keep Vince thinking that he's in power right now, that he's safe, and he doesn't hear a word of this, I think it's gonna be an amazing blindside, getting rid of an idol, and furthering a game farther along.
So, for tonight's tribal, I was planning on voting Hannah, and I still am voting Hannah.
But I think Vince is the other person that's going to be voted, and I would have no problem with him going home. Yeah, that's basically the main plan. I'm just going to vote Hannah and pray to God that I don't go home, to be honest.
I know that today I'm the deciding vote. There's going to be 5 votes against Hannah, 5 votes against Vince, and I am number 6. I'm the swing vote. At this point, I'm going pure off gut instinct, which is not helping me right now, but hopefully when the time comes to it, I'll be able to make the gut decision that's going to help me in the long run.
Welcome everyone to your first tribal council of the second half of this game, and your first tribal council is a new tribe. First things first, I need to know your guys' tribe name. Jude, what's the name?
This was not a unanimous decision.
Oh, it's not
Just
unanimous.
FYI.
The Chimera.
Chimera, what does that mean?
It's kind of a mix of different animals. It's a mythical beast that has parts of an eagle, parts of a snake. So I thought it was a nice play on combining 2 tribes and not making it kind of boring.
Okay, but I have like a suggestion as well.
No, it's please.
Okay.
Cool. What is it on?
No one liked my idea, but I feel like I'm gonna put it out there anyways, like just Thursday. No.
Boo.
Okay, let's do our first vote in the mag right now.
That's an option.
Hands for Thursday. Okay, all for Chimera. Okay, guys, your first vote. Okay, Chimera. Because I want to turn back to the name of this tribe. Chimera is this beast that's made of lots of different deadly parts. How is that representative of this tribe?
Well, it's like a turmoil. You got like the snake, you got the eagle, and you know they're the same being, but they're all fighting to get their prey. So I think that's kind of all what we're doing right now.
Elena, I want to ask you, is it this messy, confusing monster, or is it a lot simpler than that? Is this tribe just half snake and a little more than half that?
I mean, I definitely think it's more complicated than that, you know. A lot of people have been talking, having their conversations. I don't think it's necessarily like super clear-cut forever, you know, it could go either way.
Vince, are a lot original tribal lines strong, or did the swap change things? Where are people's heads at going into this vote?
I think there was a lot of like mixture at the beginning, but as we kind of went along, I think old tribal lines kind of settled in, and I think that's kind of what it's going to come down to tonight.
Hannah, I want to turn to you. What's it like working with your old tribe again, back together after
I
a
felt
long time
like
away?
we returned right back to where we were before. I mean, we only really lost one person, so it wasn't that big of a change. Everything was fit right back like a little puzzle. We were right back together.
Ryan, you've only had to vote out one person in this game so far. Are you daunted with now being at the merge?
Yeah, it's been winning too much, is that what you're saying?
Some might argue that. Some might argue not going to tribal council puts you at a disadvantage in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess tribals are like never fun, so it's not something I like look forward to. But yeah,
Amon, I'll ask you, how does the first vote as a new tribe at the merge set the tone for the rest of this game?
I think it'll set like a decent tone, but I feel like as we go further down the game, like the lines between like Snake and Dove will just have to like blend together. I don't think it's really feasible for the game to be super split all the way through. And I think it actually detracts a lot from the ability to work with individuals rather than tribes that have honestly now completely disbanded.
So Lena, Amon's talking about the tribes will eventually have to blur together. Does that mean we're not there at this vote right now?
Yeah, I definitely think that we are not there as one merged tribe just yet, just saying what we're all thinking. So I think for this vote and these past few weeks or week and a half, it's definitely, we're relying on pretty much our old tribes, I would say.
So Anna, I want to ask you, what does it take for you guys to get there? What will it take for this tribe to become blended in those tribal lines?
Oh my gosh, there's so many different ways that can happen. You know, like people talking or like doing stuff together and hanging out. Like if we all went to Ami after this, that'd be so fire. I just like don't think it's gonna happen. Or it could honestly.
Have you guys done any bonding before this as a tribe? Anything at all?
Not.
Well, after one of you guys leaves tonight, the rest of you should all go hang out. There's still a lot of game left to be played, and Dunker, I'm turning to you. At the end of it, the prize is $100, but it could have been $125. Did you face any blowback for setting the prize short?
Honestly, I think it was a logical decision. I think when it came down to the final three, it was Hannah and Elena and I. They kind of also like it's a logical decision. Might as well take it. So I don't necessarily feel bad. I think it was a strategic move. But overall, yeah, maybe I should have up by the rest of the trial.
And Bunker just implied you were thinking about it. Were you thinking about taking that necklace for yourself? Do you regret not taking that necklace? Now you see Dunker has it. Alina, how nice is it to have community?
It's definitely nice because, you know, as much as like you think you know what might happen, there's no way to know for sure. And I think just having this like relieved just a little bit of extra stress of like it could be me tonight. So I'm really glad that that won't be the case.
I'd love to see by show of hands who here thinks that. Who thinks it could be me tonight, realistically? Not too many hands. Okay. Vince, you're 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, you can just never be certain in this game, so.
On the flip, Ryan, your hand never went up. You're confident you're not going home tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I don't know, I'm confident that, the connections I've made, that, as I can, I don't know, I feel like I've made friends here, so, I don't know, I think that I feel safe for those.
So, Jude, what do you vote based on for this first vote with your new tribe?
Well, I think you talked about how we were separated by our original tribes in the game, try swap. So like getting back to the original tribe was really nice. So like, I think Lamont touched on it will probably blend more down the line, but I think for the first tribe, the merged vote, I think tribes are really kind of deciding it right now.
I mean, I want to ask you, what does it mean to be first person voted out of the merge? What would that mean for that person?
I mean, I think we can't take it too personally at this stage in the game. You know, it's getting, I mean, not really down to the wire. So maybe that's kind of wishful thinking on my end because there actually is a lot of us left. So personally for me, I would be like a little bit embarrassed, maybe take it slightly personally, but at the end of the day, the game's the game, and everyone wants to be the last sole survivor, so, you know, I get it.
Everyone wants it, not everyone's going to get it. One of you that is very certain. With that, it's time to vote. Matthew, you're up first.
Only doing this because I was told to. I had no role in this. I love women. This is like a hell misogynist game right now. All us women are being voted out.
That's what happens when you don't even take a word.
I don't know her. I don't know her.
Vince, I really hope you do not pull an idol out of your ass, because if you do, I'm absolutely screwed, but bye.
I'm shitting my fucking pants right now.
You have spoken one word to me the entire time we've been in the game together, and it's a social game.
Watch your back.
If anybody has an idol or advantage and would like to play it, now's the time to do so. Okay, I'll read the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The player voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote, Vince. Second vote, Hannah. Vince. Hannah, we're tied. 2 votes Vince, 2 votes Hannah. Vince. Hannah, we're tied once again. 3 votes Vince, 3 votes Hannah. 7th vote. Vince. Hannah. We're still tied. 4 votes Vince, 4 votes Hannah. Vince. Hannah. We're tied again. 5 votes Vince, 5 votes Hannah, 1 vote left. 6th person voted out of Survivor Moral Dilemma and the first member of our jury. Hannah. Hannah, that's 6 votes, that's enough. Please bring me your buff. Hannah, your tribe is spoken. Well, that should have been the easiest vote of the second half of the game, but based off these reactions I'm seeing, it was anything but. And you guys have a long game left in front of you. You guys can head out. I'll see you at the next challenge.
Okay, I'm honestly not that surprised. Like, I told everyone before I came, I was like, bye guys, like, thought you'll get voted off on Survivor. So I kind of knew it was gonna happen. I mean, I was hoping that like the Dubs would stay strong, they would all vote for Vince. It didn't happen, you know, but that's okay. I'm moving on with my life. You know, this was something fun. I don't regret it at all. I'm glad that it happened, but I'm glad also to be moving on because it was a lot of stress, it was a lot of everything, and I'm glad to be moving on.